Healing crystals, skincare routines, knitting a sweater, fitting in jeans. With Katie and Sarah, no need to worry, you're on a lady journey.
Do this, but I have been violated. Yeah.
I don't know what I think about them. There are a few where I'm like, I don't know if this is a good look for you to bringing this person down. I kind of agree with you, but I also feel like what ends up happening is you'll be the martyr, and then we all benefit, and you fucked yourself over.
I think it's never a good look to post a big thing like that, and then because you always just have the image in your mind of the person being like, just reading everything, like so stuck on themselves, and it's like it's just like if you have a disagreement with somebody, if it's something like, you know, a Me Too or something, and you can't publicly confront them and they're like still a rapist, I guess I would anonymously do something maybe.
Yeah.
But it's so like 2015.
Well, I saw this was a few years ago on Facebook, a fellow comic who's not really that well known posted about getting fired from their day job for taking petty cash money that they were going to give back, and they were trying to make it seem like we should feel bad for them, and I was like this, are you fucking kidding me?
You stole from your work. You're saying you stole from your work.
I didn't say anything, but finally some other comic came in and she said what I think we were all thinking, and we were like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah, Facebook is like one big am I the asshole?
Oh, I go on it once a week. I haven't seen as many posts, but I do get, we talked about the ones that do like the Instagram meme of like, only your haters, people that see you doing well are hating on you and don't let them down. And you're like, oh, somebody fucked up at home.
Yeah.
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 Way to air your dirty laundry in front of all of us.
Wild.
But thank you for entertainment.
I know, it's wild. I have someone that I follow on Facebook, and they are just wildly unstable. but there's like a narcissism to it, and it's like, you know, it'll be like, remember to live your dreams, everybody. Every day is a new day, and you're soaring towards your goal of being a professional comedian. And you're like, okay. And then the next day it's like, yes, perseverance is great, but honesty is better, and I am not doing well today, and I need my friends to rally around me. And then it's like people being like, you're great, and it's like, it's just every other day.
Yeah.
And I cannot look away from it, even though I know it's like a TV show. It is so entertaining. And it's like, you can't be posting that stuff because other people are watching it not in good faith.
No, and it hurts you career-wise because you're like, I cannot work with this person that always publicly posts how they are feeling.
Yeah, like your roommate moves out last minute, and and it is an episode in your life where you're like hanging by a thread.
I know.
It's like, just hang by a thread privately like we all are.
Project success.
Yes.
And
yeah.
Bitch to your friends.
At all costs. Well, that's not really what I'm doing, but I am successful, but I'm also vulnerable.
Well,
I'm letting you in.
I like to joke about transparency.
Yes. Welcome to Lady Journey, everybody. Welcome to our bonus.
Yes.
We're so grateful that you're on our Patreon.
Yes, thank you. We're always appreciative. And your money, we have reinvested it, and we got a video guy. We're so excited.
And we're getting Botox. Just kidding. We need a few more. Need a few more monthly patrons for that.
Are you caving? I feel like the pressure is getting closer and closer. You know, where you're like, it's in the room.
Yeah.
I think I have to get it. And I think of it as the nuclear arms race. Like, everyone's doing it. And so I'm going to be left behind, and I might as well just play in the game.
Looking like a crone.
Yeah.
I am not doing it because I think no matter how many people get it, it's still needles in your face. And that's what's stopping me. Because I just can't imagine, like, I remember when I was little and I knew I had to get a shot at the doctor, and it was like the 2 weeks before. That's when the anxiety would begin of just feeling the cold needle pierce my skin. And even when I got the COVID shot, I was like, here we go, bitch. Here we go. We are saving the planet. We're doing the right thing. And so I just don't think I can work myself up to getting the needles in the face. However, as I showed you the other day, I would like to get the phenol chemical peel that can damage your heart if you leave it on too long. I'd like to get that where they literally peel a crust of skin off of your face. It's like the movie Face Off.
Yeah.
And then you're just a burn victim for like a week. And then you look great, apparently, or the same.
I know. How is that better than getting a sunburn?
Yeah, I don't know. I really have no idea.
Because we're like, don't burn your face, like go in the sun without sunblock. But then you like, if you get that burn, it's like, oh, that's a chemical peel.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's so true.
There's new skin underneath.
I love it.
And you're shiny and stretched.
Yes. I did start using, I've been using a retinol at night for the past couple of weeks, which I'm really excited about. And I've also been exfoliating better in the day, and I can already notice my pores have
Your
shrank.
skin looks great.
Thank you.
You've got great skin.
I was kind of letting it go by the wayside a little bit because I was just not really doing the right stuff and just kind of like guessing, haphazardly using old products. But after we had Julia Solomon on, I got my shit together, and I've been on a routine, which I'm excited about.
Yeah, yesterday I Googled makeup tricks to make you look younger.
Okay.
The only one I just did a little shoot in Toronto, and we had a makeup artist, and one was like making sure that your eyebrows are filled in. So I was just doing that, and then I've been working with contouring.
Okay. I see you did some contouring today, and it looks
Did
great.
you really?
Yeah. I was like,
Is it too crazy?
No, it looks great.
Okay.
I was noticing. I was like, oh, the bronzer looks really good.
I saw a TikTok, and all I did was like bronze here along the cheekbone, but not too from the top of the ear to and you go like this where you feel that part, and then slightly here, and I tried a little light nose. But I don't know. To me, I'm like, I never really I don't feel self-conscious about my nose, so I don't really feel like hiding it, but I did it anyway.
Yeah. Well, you want to match. You want to do the full set.
But I was just playing around because they were like, here's a like simple makeup contouring that will work, that looks kind of pretty natural.
I love that. Yeah, I kind of went into a phase where I was putting on a lot of makeup, and now I'm kind of back into the no makeup look, where I'm like just embracing the androgyny, kind of embracing the androgynous look for the summer, that's just going to be my aesthetic now. I've decided because I have to try less. Well, I look like I work on a spaceship. That's my vibe.
Well, I do think, first of all, I think we'll all look androgynous.
Yes.
I think.
We are aging towards it, and also as a species.
Well, I just watched a movie, the part of the Evil Dead franchise, which was really fun. It's very gory.
Yeah.
But it was really fun. It was produced by Sam Raimi, so there was a lot of like camera techniques that he has used in the past. Mm-hmm. But I was noticing all the kids are androgynous, like just ambiguous, gender ambiguous. And I'm like, I think that's the direction we'll go in, so no one has to complain about anything.
Yeah, I'm all for it. It's like, I just want everyone to look like a Gap ad.
We should all be days.
Yes. We really
it's so
should.
much easier.
It's so much easier. Yeah. And then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, it was just like, and I went to a gender neutral bathroom, and all the doors were, it was at the airport, I think at Newark, and it was just individually locked stalls, and I was like, this is perfect.
Why haven't we been doing that the entire time?
We have the privacy.
Why are we shitting next to our colleague just because we have the same parts as them? It makes no sense.
So vile to be like, oh, my coworker's having stomach issues right now. Like every
Jane's
stall
got gas.
Yeah. Like I worked in an open office setting, and it was a small room, and the bathroom was kind of like how it is here, just like right there. 3:00, this guy would always go to the bathroom to do his like afternoon shit, and I was like, this is awful that we know this, and that's why I'm all for like every bathroom should just be individualized stalls with privacy and an occupied or vacant locks.
Yes. Just let us have our privacy. And the other thing about, I think, like, it should all be gender neutral, because what's the alternative is, like, if it's just everybody using the same bathroom, then it's just the men's room. It's just now the men's room. It's like at that place, The Gutter in Brooklyn, where we perform there, every now and then. Every time I go there, I'm like, the bathroom is gender neutral. It's the most disgusting bathroom you've ever been in. And it's like, anyone should be able to use the ladies' room, because then we can keep it nice.
Yes.
We can keep it nice.
Way nicer.
From the piss. Not to offend any of the male listeners, which we love you. We love you all, and we will suck you off.
Your bathrooms are atrocious.
You know
guys
more
do.
than anybody.
Yes. I don't know what's going on in there.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. I did have a theory. This is very vile, but I think because men bottle their emotions up, it shows up into the toilet bowl. They're basically crying into the toilet bowl, and it's a big mess.
Yeah.
So if you guys just could cry a little bit more, not publicly,
publicly, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I do
I'll
like
lend a
watching.
tissue.
That's why I like sports every now and then. When a stadium of men are crying, I'm
When
just
they
like,
cry. Yes, I know. If you see a woman crying, you cry too.
Yeah.
That's why I used to have an old joke that was like, I see a girl on the train crying, I cry louder to give her the privacy. But anyway, welcome to our special bonus episode. So today we have like kind of a couple fun topics, one of which we're thinking of talking about, like, when you fuck something up or things like don't go exactly as you had planned.
And it will never go as planned.
Things never go as planned.
Exactly.
Yeah,
just
things
know
always
that.
come up, because like we had the live at Curious Elixirs, and it was great, and we'll be showing it probably this week as this bonus is coming out. But it was like one thing after another of like just hitches, and it's like that shit always happens. And I think the main thing is when you keep an open mindset and you don't stick to like a rigid like you're not like married to this rigid like ideal that things are going to go a certain way.
Enjoy the chaos.
Enjoy
I say
the
laugh
chaos.
at it, laugh in its face, and be like, of course.
Of course.
Why would this go perfectly?
Yeah, like when we did the live show, like I was so exhausted, like even by the time I got to the venue, I had like done stuff all that day, and I just didn't even have time to like prepare properly. But I was glad that I didn't, because there's no way I could have prepared for everything that went wrong, because it was like we didn't have the cord we need. I went all the way back to my apartment to get it. Then I get it, and then it's like, this is not the cord that we need that I thought that it was.
Yeah, they only had 2 mics. Here's the thing. I'm like, if you guys just let us get into your space, we will figure it out. But a lot of the time, and I get it, they can't have randos just coming in.
Hello.
Touching all their knobs. I get it. But every time we've done a live podcast, it's been horrific.
Yeah, it's been horrific. And I think like, well, it is Mercury in retrograde. And again, not going into astrology that much, but like the whole message of Mercury in retrograde is, which I think astrology is only helpful when you can like actually use it in your life and not like take it to mean that like, something bad is coming, or like extrapolating it into like, I'm sensitive because I'm a Cancer. But the message is like, when things go awry, as they often do in Mercury in retrograde, supposedly, hypothetically, then you are like, oh, well, don't force it. Like, don't force yourself to, like I was telling you, like,
get upset, because then it ruins the performance of it, and you can make a joke of it.
Yeah, just continue to go with the flow as things are going off, and then by the end, you'll be like, okay, we got through it.
Yeah, it's because it is, again, and we talked about this on the previous Patreon episode. It's just progress, not perfection, meaning like, okay, next time we know what we're going to do. Like we know from the Helium St. Louis that we need to ask, do they know how to record a live podcast here?
Yeah.
I didn't know that we were going to have to go outside the box on this one.
Yeah, don't say, is everything going to be okay?
You have to be
there's a lot of
very
definitions
specific.
of okay. Well, it's
People's
like,
standards are different than yours. And
Yeah.
nobody gives a shit about your product more than you. Nobody
Yeah.
cares.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own battles that they're fighting, which is why they're an asshole to you, and you have to swallow it. But I think I see this nowhere more than travel. Like I was telling you, I had a show in Jersey last week, and I get to Penn Station to get on the train. It's mobbed with people. The entire Penn Station is packed because something happened, a terrible tragedy. I don't know what. They had to shut down all the trains. And I waited in there for like an hour, and finally I was teetering. I felt guilty about canceling and not just like forcing myself to stand in like a mass of people. So I waited for a full hour, and finally when a fight broke out, I said, you know what? I think I'm going to call it. I don't think I'm going to make it out to South Orange tonight because 3 women are now battling each other inches away from my face, and I think I should go.
I'm all for that. There's been times where you're just forcing it to happen. You're like,
Yeah.
no, I will get through this. And I always just weigh it out. Like, is this going to kill my career if I don't make it? Also, this is beyond my control. There's nothing I can do to make this situation better. So you might as well just relinquish.
Relinquish. Oh my God. Yes.
I've
That's
been
the
like,
key word.
You know, you get stuck on a train that's like stalled an hour on a station, and you're just like, there is nothing I can do. And there is something after that point, there is freedom. Because I used to have this when I worked at a day job. The trains in the morning would be just a nightmare. And there would be times where it almost took me 2 hours to get to work, and so much rerouting I've had to do
Yeah.
that I would be like, oh no, they're going to get upset with me. They're going to think I'm a bad worker. And you're like, you know what? I'm not leaving my house 2 hours early, just in case the trains fuck up today. I'm like, that. I don't want to live my life that way.
Yeah. And then you're just wandering around the neighborhood of your office for an hour.
Early in the morning with nothing to do, and it doesn't benefit me. And then I'm like, they know we live in New York, and this is just the shit show that we live in.
Yes.
And if they have a problem with it, that it's not my fault. It's not my problem.
It's out of your control. You
Yeah.
can't control everything. And it is really nice to just keep it in mind when it's like, oh, things cancel, things get delayed, whatever. That's life, and that's what happens. And the more you can, again, be mentally flexible. I'm not talking like I've mastered it now that I've been in therapy. I'm like, well, everyone, now that I've been in therapy for 1 session, I'm Teal Swan, and I have the answers. But it is nice to have a little bit of a reminder, you know, because I feel like sometimes when you are trying to do something and you fuck up, that's when you can start the extrapolation of like, I'm a failure, and negative self-talk comes on. But if you can just keep that little, keep a little, pat yourself on the back and say, you know what? That's okay. Like I found out, you know, I was telling you I was really into dates, as you know, as everyone knows, I've been really into dates, and I found out that they are actually not 0 points, which is what they are a lot
I thought
more
it was
than
like
that.
celery.
I know. I was like, I can eat as many of these as I want. It's fruit. And then I started doing a Weight Watchers, and it's like, it is 6 points. I'm like, oh, I ate the entire points of the day in dates. How did that happen?
4 dates.
I'm like taking these fitness classes. I'm like, why? I would think that I would be like just ripped by now, but instead I'm like, my pants are tight. Is it because I'm gaining muscle? And it's like, no, it's because I've been eating 1,700 calories in dates every night before I go to bed.
I know, you're just like, how is this like my whole calorie intake for the day in 4 dates? Like,
I know.
come on.
Like,
nature.
come on. I want to just eat until I feel sick. Like,
I know.
Can I not do that? How fucked up. It's really funny using the points. Like, the point system is actually.
Oh my God, I can't even do it because you just know I just can't keep the points. I remember trying to count sugar grams for one time, and I was like, by breakfast, I was over.
Yeah, that's what I'm finding. I'm like, oh.
Skim milk? Are
I'm
you
not
fucking kidding me?
Not every meal is supposed to be like a decadent ordeal. Yeah. So it is interesting though. So I've cut back on dates. Now I'm on pineapple. That's my new fruit.
Oh, I love pineapple.
I'm still being a fruit slut, obviously. I'll never stop.
I'm back onto the little purse of bell peppers that you get at the grocery store.
The
and,
mini bells.
Yes, and dipping them in like a Philly cream cheese that's flavored.
Oh my God, a boursin.
And then in my mind, I'm like, vitamins.
Vitamins. Just a little cheese vitamin.
Yeah.
Oh
but
my
I've
God.
eaten a whole tub of cheese
Ugh.
but the bell peppers cancel that out.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah, no, I love like living my life in my own
On your
delusion.
own terms. My own points. I do my own points, and it's 500 a day.
When you read how many calories you're supposed to eat a day, you're like, that's mean.
Well, it's kind of wild because what I
How?
realized when I was doing the sugar detox, I was doing like more like a keto where it was like a lot of high fat, keeping you satiated, and then it's like I just still continued to eat the same amount of high fat and then was just eating carbs and now also sugars as well.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't make sense. But I realized I was like, oh, okay, like maybe I shouldn't be having a full cup of peanut butter. That's not going to be good.
I know. I do that with like the apples and peanut butter. I'm like, it's
That's what I
so
do.
good together. And then
So
you're
good
like,
together.
yeah, but it's a healthy snack. And you're like, but you just went through half a tub of peanut
Oh,
butter.
it's so good. I can't
It's
stop.
almost like a pie.
I love peanut
Kind
butter
of.
and banana too. I have my Norwegian crisp breads and I put the peanut butter and I put the bananas on it, and it's like a little naughty morning treat.
So good.
Oh God. I haven't been cooking that much lately actually. I've just been doing like my sheet pan meals, like a little I did like my roasted cabbage, of course, I love.
I like roasted cabbage. I've been into pressed sandwiches, cheese sandwiches,
Ooh, God,
Pesto,
yummy.
tomato, mozzarella.
Oh, you have that panini press.
I know.
Didn't you get an air fryer?
I did, and I love it.
Oh my God.
I don't use it as much as I thought it, but I do think it's like when I made biscuits,
Okay.
and when you microwave biscuits, it doesn't have that baked consistency.
Mhm.
So I found that reheating them in the air fryer did exactly what it needed to do.
Crisping.
Yes.
Oh my God. I want to get one so bad, but we have no counter space.
It is obnoxious. You know what's really annoying? Joe got me a really nice high-end toaster from Bloomingdale's for Christmas. It shit the bed after like 8 uses, and I had a toaster from the dollar store that lasted longer than this.
See,
It was a Breitbart.
Yeah,
Is that the
that's the
Republican?
conservative, the conservative news platform. They had a toaster as their merch.
It's in that, I forgot, that was kind of the brand, but I can't remember
Something like that.
Yeah.
or it was
Reinhardt?
Ted Cruz's toaster. Oh my God, I've been using my little mini food processor. One thing I'm really enjoying is I'm doing like little homemade ice creams with like Greek yogurt and like little fruits.
That's what I
frozen
wanna try.
blueberries. I do a little blueberry bowl.
I want to make
I love
just got-
froyo.
Oh, froyo is so
love
good.
froyo.
And that one too, you're like, this is basically no calories.
Yeah, this is nothing. I'm eating nothing. Well, in the points, like some foods do have 0 points, like tangerines have 0 points, which is why I thought that dates would, but I was wrong.
How does that have 0 points?
I think what
I
they
love
track,
tangerines though.
I love them. I think what they track is actually like the fat in food, and it's like foods that are like fruits and vegetables you can just have as much as you want. Because
Okay.
at a certain point, you'll just be like, I guess I'm tired of eating tangerines, which, you know, you're not going to have more than 5. You're just going to kind of get bored and
Yeah,
be like, I'm
I
going to
got
go
it.
live my life now.
Yeah, I can't be tied to these
not like
tangerines.
it's not like cookies or something where you're like, this is my life.
Ah,
This is who
yeah.
I am. I'm finishing the bag.
So good.
So what are you thinking of like goals for summer, and like what's your summer plans?
Well, what my summer plans are, I'm trying to plan a trip with my mom. I want to go to Cayman Islands.
oh my
and
God, fun.
We used to go there all the time as a kid, like our once a year family trip. It will be bittersweet because it'll be the first time going there without my dad.
yeah.
So I hope it's a nice remembrance of him, and we'll have like toast to him, and also enjoy that this is our family trip.
Yeah.
I also want to film a special,
Oh, that's great. That's awesome.
but I don't know when. And I was supposed to do it with Dan Davies, but he's getting some minor surgery that's going to set him out for 5 to 6 weeks. Was going to pull our
Okay.
money with 2 other comics. He was one of them.
Okay.
And do it at
yeah.
a location. I'm actually ready to go. I was only going to do a 30-minute special, but I might pull it to 45. But I just talked to 800 Pound Gorilla. I might work
Ooh.
with them again.
Yeah. Mike said they're really great. I think you
See,
should go for it.
I didn't. I was worried about them because of the whole pull the stuff off of Spotify and all that.
Yeah.
Also, I never made that much money from my album because
Yeah.
it got pulled.
Yeah.
And then, so I was very skeptical. But they do have a great YouTube channel and that gets good traction. So that was the other goal. And then I've outsourced somebody to do my video clips. So my game plan is to get
So great.
myself back on track in the social media game and get a following. And then I want to do more sketches.
I love that. Oh my gosh, you have a big summer coming up.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
What do you got going on?
Well, in terms of like socializing, I'm really going to try to do like one fun social thing a week, like in the middle of the week.
We did a park hang.
Yeah, we did a park hang. It was such fun. It was like just warm enough that it wasn't scary to be out there. It was like
pushed through.
we pushed through. I was saying this to you. It kind of reminded me of when I was a little girl, and it would be like recess in the early spring, and my friends and I would play like Little House on the Prairie. Like we're out here eating berries, and so it had a survivalist vibe to it.
Yeah, because we were in Sheep Meadow in Central Park, which is usually when the weather gets good. It is a party.
Oh,
It is a party, but barely anyone was on there because it was overcast and it was kind of in the 50s, right?
yeah, but the sun did come out like a little bit, and we had plenty of space. We had the snacks, we had the blanket,
God,
and
I
it
love
was.
snacks.
I just love going to the park, and I feel like it is something that I so easily will overlook. Like, no, I gotta do work. But I was saying to you, it's like, what work am I actually doing? I'm pretending. I'll work so much that I'm not even diminishing returns.
Yeah,
you know, where it's like
outsource.
just outsource everything. I'm like
so into
looking
the
at my phone.
outsourcing. Yeah.
I'm gonna outsource some stuff too. I'm hoping to outsource some stuff as well. And so we have the Lady Journey Artist Festival coming up, which we are not 100% sure what is happening, but we've gotten ourselves into something that could be a huge waste of time. You never know.
With trial and error.
And then I do have my friend's wedding in Costa Rica coming up, which I'm excited.
God, that's gonna be
really
fun.
excited. Got a couple weddings, and I'm working on some new stand up, which I'm really excited about. And then I'm gonna be working on some social media stuff as well. So I mean, in terms of, I don't have any big creative projects on the horizon. As you know, I did just submit an audition for a independent film, so I'm sure I'll be keeping up with that. But yeah, I think that's kind of going to be it for me. But I'm going to kind of make a goal this summer to focus more on doing some hangs, because I think that like we can get caught up in our work so much that we think that that's the most important thing. And it's like, who's to say?
Sometimes, because I think a part of why we were kind of spiraling from January to now is I just didn't see anyone.
Yeah, Mike was gone a lot, and then whenever he would go, I'd be like, "Oh, my alone time," and it's like, alone time is fun for like one day, but then you're like, "I don't know who I am anymore," and then you like can't break out of it. And so I realized that I did lose a lot of touch with friends during COVID. You and I became better friends because
Yeah.
we're neighbors.
Lived down the street. I was the most social during COVID because there were no
That's nice.
obligations at night. Because I like day hangs. I'm not a bar person anymore, going to clubs.
No.
There were no comedy things. And then all the stuff was like very early evening park stuff.
I love a park hang.
So it was the time of my life. It was the renaissance of me. Like COVID,
so great.
I thrived.
So great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to I want to do like a middle of the week hang. You know, like people talking about doing like the 4-day work week. And it's
Yeah.
like, maybe I'll take off a day in the middle of the week. Like I'm not doing that much then anyway. And I think a lot of what I'm doing is just pretending to work, telling myself I'm working when actually I'm like writing a tweet. Then I'm looking at something online. Then I'm looking at my Instagram. Now I'm looking over here. And now I'm like going in the room to see like what's Mike doing in there.
I know. Well, there's an account of a New York comedy booker. She started like the spring cleaning of your career. But
Yes.
I was watching some of it and I do enjoy. But then there was like, Amy, this is so much work.
It was a lot of work.
It was like a
Yeah.
grid and writing down in each grid what you want to do.
That was exactly my experience. First
I
of
was
all,
like,
do
again-
check her out if you're into it. Is she doing it under Comedy Groupie?
Yeah, under Comedy Groupie.
She's doing tips and tricks for like stand up from the perspective of a booker. And
But I think you could apply it to regular career stuff too.
yes, it's like career coaching basically. But yeah, I had the exact experience where I was like, I had my pen and then I was like, okay, I'll do this later. And then I just didn't even watch the whole video. But
like,
I love that she's doing it.
I see that and like doing that, and then I know some of my peers just all day smoke pot and watch reality TV and then go out and do shows at night, and they're thriving.
Yeah.
So
You're
it's
like,
like-
wait, how are you doing that?
Yeah.
I know. I cannot imagine doing a show after smoking pot all day. I would show up like, does everyone here hate me? Do you guys hate me?
I would cancel because I'm like, I don't want to leave.
I would cancel because I'd be out terrified.
Yes.
I'm done. I'm done smoking pot. I just take my tiny edibles that have no effect whatsoever, and it's like a mint.
Yes.
That's what I do.
Um.
Although I will say, Mike and I have been really into. Well, I was telling you, I have no desire to do ayahuasca because I don't like anyone that I know who's done it. I'm like, what's going to happen to me? Am I going to get really into hats?
Never met a good salesman on ayahuasca.
Yeah.
The voice behind it, I'm like, I would not trust you with
Yeah.
anybody that I love in my life.
The brand is very like putting you on an email list without your consent, and it's your personal email list. And now I'm sending you a message the first of every month. It's a lot, but Mike and I have been really into looking at these psilocybin retreats that are in the Netherlands.
That's huge.
Yeah, like some of them.
Microdosing, really?
Well, basically, it's very therapeutic, and it's very done in the world of like self, or not like self-help, but like spiritual help, you know.
There
So
are
it's
therapists
not,
that are into it.
yeah, like it's not done as a party drug. It's not done as an escapism. You meet with a therapist, a certified therapist on Zoom, like a couple times before you go. It's a gorgeous retreat center. You like talk to them. You tell them about your goals, like what you're hoping to work through, and then you do the treatment. You take shrooms basically, and then you work through everything with them, and then you do it again. You take like a bit of a higher dose, and then it's like then you just enjoy your time. You're at like a farm or wherever.
Yeah. I think you
Yeah.
and Mike should do it and test the waters and
Yeah.
then come back.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I will let you know because we wanted to do shrooms, but now we got some. It's like a chocolate bar. We just have it in the drawer. We're like, I guess we have this in case
Emergency.
in case we decide to break up, and we're just gonna do that. But I have done shrooms before, but I always did it in a way of like party, you know, like well, we're gonna have a fun time. But I think that it's actually can be super valuable for like your spiritual development. And that's what I saw the show on Netflix, which is called How to Change Your Mind. Very interesting.
Yeah, because I actually think most of us are living in this kind of mindset. It's of not
Like
letting
limiting.
go.
Yeah, like limiting and holding on to like old patterns and stuff like that.
Yeah, that you're like, you should just really like kind of live your life and try to enjoy it as much as you can. That's
Yeah.
what I think.
Yes, and that's the message of the shrooms. And they had people on there, like people who had like one guy had severe PTSD from Iraq, like military officer, and he was able to go from being like suicidal. He did these treatments with the psilocybin, and then he's like, I had a complete recovery. And they're like, it's actually can be treating these, you know, obviously I don't have that,
Yeah, but I think you
but
can,
you know.
you can get some of that in your regular life. I've heard this with like Sam Harris says you can actually reach this through actual regular meditation.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes like some people that's hard. It's like magic eye posters. Like I've never seen it.
I know. I love with meditation. I'm like, and I'm doing it every day for 2 days in a row. And now I've never done it again.
That you're like, why not just try the microdosing? It might be good, but like I think sometimes you can get natural epiphanies, but I also think people can get epiphanies through, you know, a mind-altering drug. And I think anything that can change your mindset for a more positive outcome, I think it's worth trying. As long
Totally.
as you're not like abusing it for
Yeah, as long as it's
dopamine.
not meth.
Yeah.
I was just at a meth clinic and we cleaned the entire home. Yeah. So I don't know. I'll let you guys know. But Mike and I, we were like, oh, maybe this is like our trip this year because we saw JetBlue had like Amsterdam flights. So we might do that. But we're gonna try to get through Costa Rica first. So that's our.
You should try it in
summer.
Costa Rica. I bet you there's some people there that do it. And there's a lot of expats that live down there.
We did find one, but we were like, I don't know how legit it is. And the ones in the Netherlands seem to be like a little bit more. The ones in Costa Rica, it seems like American people just went there and set up like a retreat, and it's also like 3 times as expensive because it's like an all-inclusive, but then you get shrooms, you know. And the Netherlands ones seem a little bit more focused on like the healing elements.
Yes, I get that because I remember Ari was telling it when he did it in Ecuador that it was like, who are these people?
Yeah, that is actually exactly what I do not want to be like.
Are they colonizing and then saying it's an ayahuasca retreat?
Right.
Yeah.
And ayahuasca is also from the Amazon rainforest, which is nowhere near like any of those other like Mexico ayahuasca retreat. It's like you might as well do it in like Pennsylvania. Because it has nothing to do with it in there. It's just a guy who's like another. I don't like people that are pretending to be shamans.
Yeah,
like that's my fear.
Well, the thing too, also a concern. It also feels like the people that do ayahuasca becomes like a pyramid scheme where they come back and try to sell it to other people, and you're like,
yeah, they're like, no, seriously, I got really into hats.
Yeah,
you're like, but I don't want that. I just want to heal from my trauma. Anyway, let us know what your summer plans are.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we will have some fun live stuff to show to you, or at least some stories of how the festival is a nightmare.
Yeah.
We'll see. Either way, we're coming out on top.
Yeah.
Lady Journey.
Lady Journey.